and welcome to the 4th season of the Nancy Dekatch Caregiver Show. We're so glad that you made it today, and we have in the studio Shearese Stapelton. I always mess up your name. I don't know why, but it's okay. Shearese Stapelton. We're so happy she's here with us today. Okay. You know, Shearese has this awesome program for mothers, and she is a coach for motherhood, and we're going to talk about that today. So Shearese, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here in the studio with us. We've had so much fun in the past together, and now you're right here in the guest seat, and I'm so glad that you're here. So Shearese, tell us a little bit about your program. What is it called?
It's called Mothers of Joy University. It's a program that's geared towards mom who has a desire to increase their knowledge about the ministry of motherhood.
So it's a ministry program.
It is biblically based.
Oh, that's really great. Now, how did you get started doing this? What inspired you to do something to help mothers?
Well, a long time ago I ran a daycare, so I've always been affiliated with mothers and children. But I had a bit of a hiccup. I call it a hiccup in my life, and it just gave me the insight to want to be able to give back what I know now from what I didn't get then. Being a mom is not an easy task. It does not come with an instruction manual. But however, the Word of God gives us so much that we can input into our children's lives. So with that being said, I wanted to make sure that the generation that's coming up would have tools and information and different things to be able to do as moms. I know a lot of young moms that don't know how to cook. I mean, you know, that don't really understand the measure of being a keeper at home. It's not that you have to be a stay-at-home mom to be a keeper at home, but you do need to know how to do some things to be productive. I'm not saying I'm perfect at this, but what I'm saying is that there are things that I know and things that I've dealt with that I do understand. And so with that being said, the ministry of motherhood is such an awesome task. It's not a job. It's not a hobby. You know, it's something that you have to embrace. And children are a gift.
Yeah.
And we have to utilize and teach them and show them how to be the next president, the next lawyer, doctor, whatever it is that they want to be, but to give them a foundation on how to do that. And if a mom, you know, grandmothers are kind of obsolete, you know. Grandmothers are the ones who gave us the foundation, you know, to teach us how to prepare meals and to do laundry, you know, those things that we take for granted. And I just look forward to being able to give back and to show what the 21st century Titus II woman looks like.
You know, when I was in school, we learned all the domestic things. We learned how to sew, we learned how to cook, we learned how to sing. The boys took wood shop and mechanics and things like that, because school was all about strengthening the family, and it's not like that anymore, and it makes it really difficult. And so I think what you're doing is just wonderful, and I really do agree that the modern day mother is looked at very differently than what even my generation is used to. And I find it to be kind of frustrating, because the young girls they're not taught to be mothers. They're taught to be something else. And I think it was in the 1980s, the schools started getting away from teaching the family skills, economics, and started teaching them about computer. And you didn't have a boy job or a girl job. You had a we job, and the girl and the guy could do the same thing. And nursing, for instance, that's one of those trades that that's men started coming into doing that. And so I think that's all good, but I still agree that the mother is still the person that carries that life. And they are the ones that bring that child into this world. And I know how it was for me when I became a mother. When I saw my newborn baby, I fell in love with that child, and I'll never fall out of love with that child ever. Exactly. And so it's a big job. It's very, very important that people like you see a need and have a calling to do something that's so precious, because I really believe that mothers could use your help. So tell us a little bit about your program.
Well, it'll come into different. It's up underneath the umbrella of Mothers of Joy University. There's the authentic mom. It's knowing who you are as a mom, knowing your calling, knowing what your purpose is as a mom. You know, I want to say first, understanding who you are as a woman.
Right.
Because when you know who you are, you know where you can go and what you can do to further on what it is that you're going to do. There's going to be teaching classes pertaining to homemaking, of course, but also putting yourself in a place of beautification, so that you'll be able to show your children that that's something that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to decorate your home, those things are important. I'm really into the whole beautification of things, and that computers are not always the best thing.
Right.
You know, we give our children all of these devices, and I'm guilty of it also. So, you know, that's why I can say this. Our technology in our world now is so computer animated, because you see what we had to deal with putting this together.
Yeah, exactly. So thank goodness we have phones.
Right.
You know?
So,
don't take our phones away.
Right. Promise. Right. So with that, I mean, just understanding that things now are so fast that sometimes we have to slow down.
And life is not fast.
No, it's not.
It isn't. It's not at the snap of a finger. It takes skills, and it takes time to develop that human being. You know, I used to tell my kids this, and now it's funny because they're saying it to their children.
Good.
But I would tell my son, I only had boys, I would tell my boys, listen, it's not my job to be your friend.
That's right.
When you reach a legal age and I'm satisfied with who you are with a heart of compassion, I'm your friend. Now I'm hearing them say that to my granddaughters, I'm not your friend, I'm your father. And, you know, it's real different when a mother says that versus when a man says that. And so I think, you know, what you're doing is just great, because I know mothers need to hear that from good mentors like yourself.
Mothers are put on a different level. You know, a father is a father. He's the one that brings order to the family, and, you know, he sets the tone. But the mother is the one who brings about the vision. She puts it into place. She coddles it, and she molds it, because that's what God gave her. You know, in Deuteronomy, it talks about us teaching our children as they walk along the way, as they lay down at night, and when they rise. So every opportunity is a teachable moment. And when you embrace that as a mother, when you embrace being a mother, sometimes we get to a place where we're like, oh, these kids, and they don't listen. But such an honor, such an awesome thing that God has allowed us to be a part of. And even if you don't have tangible children, you are responsible for some child.
Right.
So that's the biggest
society,
thing. Yes.
We are. It's very important.
Yes.
It's very important that we teach our children. You know, and neighborhoods were real strong when I was young as well, and we couldn't get away with anything.
And that dynamics has changed.
Exactly.
That's another thing.
Very much.
You know, the whole let's teach and raise our children in a village.
Right.
I believe that there is going to come back a time where people are going to connect together again, because we can't live on an island. We're not on an island. We can't do this thing alone.
No.
And that's where I'm at with the ministry of motherhood. No mother should have to walk through trying situations or feeling like she can't do a certain thing because she doesn't have the information or the tools to do it.
Yeah. And that's really great, because I think in your program you'll also have some question and answers where mothers are actually able to get real and start asking things. And if there's a few tears, it's okay.
Most definitely.
You know, and that's fine. And other mothers will understand, and they'll give their 2 cents, and you end up having this wonderful, strong community of wonderful mothers.
Yes.
So, Shearese, I want you to look right into the camera and tell the audience where they can find more information about your program.
You can call me. My name is Shearese Stapelton. I am the founder and the CEO of Mothers of Joy University. I can be reached at 810-293-2961. And there's going to be more to come. This is not going to be the last time you see me and Miss Dekatch together. We have done some things together in the past, and I am so thankful that she has looked to me to even promote what it is that God has put in my heart for such a long time. I want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of this awesome beginning, because that's what this is. This is a beginning to something that God has shown me that's going to be great.
Yeah, it really is.
Moms are the foundational point of a family. Yeah. You know, they're the ones they're the life bringers, and being a life bringer is so important. So thank you so much.
Well, and you're welcome. I'm so glad that you're with us. And, it's such an honor because, as my caregiving unit, I always say that there are two types of people. There are people that need care, and there are people that give care. And that's really all we have in our life. Basically. And from, the first... when Adam, I've lost my words, but when the first, when we talk about people, we know we go back to Adam and Eve, and there was a male and a female, and they had children, and so on and so on. And, people are not meant to be alone.
That's right.
And, sometimes I wonder what it was like for Adam and Eve. We'll never know that. But
I think they had an awesome time. They had everything they had everything they needed. They didn't have to look for anything. It was all provided for them. So they were fine.
And that means we can be spoiled, right?
Oh, of course.
I think that's great.
We serve a God that does that.
And we have so much in this world to be thankful for. So many times we look at the negative, and that's not how I view my life at all anymore. I try to look at the positive, and, you have quotes that you send, and I love them. And, so I'd like the community to get to know you a little bit more. So I encourage you, at the end of the show, we're going to have a caption where you're going to be able to get more information about Shearese's programs. And I sure hope that you and support her and what she's doing for the motherhood movement. And it's just going to be awesome. I can't wait to come and be a part of that and hear and see these women grow and become stronger, because I know our children need it. This is a very hard time in our society, in our world, with the things that are going on. And they're not so positive, and we can be as positive as we can and support one another. And so I'm so glad that you came to join us today. I hope you come back again and invite your community to come with you. And, just anytime you have something coming up, let us know so we can get you on the show and get you out there where social media exists. Thank you. So I want to say thank you again, Shearese, for coming and being my guest today. And this is our opening season for the 4th season of the Nancy Dekatch Show. And I'm so glad and honored that you happen to be sitting in the chair for the very first season. So with that said, I want to thank all of you for joining us. And I want to leave you with this. May your love be genuine. May your struggles be few. And may your life journey be meaningful. I'll see you next time on the Nancy Dekatch Caregiver Show.